Why don't we touch on that? To teach us a little bit, Sam, why you like private lending and why you do it.
You know, it first started when I had clients who couldn't get the financing for a deal, and they had a shortfall to make the deal happen. So we kind of were the barrier or bridged the gap to that. And what I realized—
Very kind of you.
Yeah, but it always made good investment sense. So it helped actually at that point for us to be, totally honest, it helped us close the transaction, but also open my eyes to the second mortgage or the lending industry. And a lot of times the lenders, I mean, they charge, especially private lenders, they charge hefty premiums, high interest rates. So we're in a position where we thought, we could give them another alternative. And my whole premise to lending, in terms of my own money, is I look at loan-to-value ratios. So if there's a property that's worth hypothetically $100,000, for argument's sake, they have a mortgage that's $50,000 and they need $20,000, I'm still 70% loan-to-value. Yeah. I'm very comfortable because I know
there's enough equity in there, because if they were to do anything, you take that property.
I'm strictly an equity lender. That's all I do. If the equity doesn't make sense, I wouldn't lend out the money. So, and I feel very comfortable with that. And a lot of lenders used to do that. Now they've removed some of that from the equation, so it's opened the door for a lot of private lenders, because TD was notorious for equity lending. They've kind of scaled back on that, which I thought fundamentally was the right thing to do, because if somebody had 40 or 50% down, they're not going to go anywhere. I mean, you're not at risk.
And what kind of returns are we looking at when we do that?
Today, you're looking at, a lot of our clients, we give them preferred rate, but in the open marketplace where I don't have an arm's length transaction, it's going to be 8 to 14%.
So maybe 10% we're making. So I lend out $100,000 and I can make 10%. And that's paid monthly if I want it to be.
That's right.
Which is nice.
That's right.
And what I really love about it, and let me know if you structured it differently, was they're typically even just 1 year or shorter deals. And that's why I say that's when the seniors come in, because they don't have to wait. They can get monthly payments, and this term can be closed and paid in full after a year.
Yeah, it's a perfect vehicle. I have a client yesterday I met with who's, retired, et cetera, and he said, Sam, my money parked in the bank makes no sense to me. And we started talking about this is one viable option for him, invest in secondary mortgages. And he said, Sammy, if that's how it works and you've got loan of value protection, let me know, I'm in. And there's a lot, we've got clients right now that have invested with our clients 7 figures plus, just because they know, and we guide them, we give them all the documentation, they're like, this is perfect.
So again, people want to learn from Sam. What does Sam feel comfortable with in terms of a loan to value? You won't touch anything if the loan to value is what? It's got to be less than what?
70 to 80% loan to value. 80% would be my kind of cusp.
Your top. There's got to be at least 20% equity. So says a third-party appraiser.
That's right.
That there's 20% equity in the property.
Yeah, and if it's 80%, so it's 20% equity, I've got to like the property, because I'm envisioning always in my mind, if things don't work to plan, then I'm going to own that property.
You're going to own that property. It's got to be able to be resellable or be able to tenant it out. That kind of stuff. Okay, so you into private mortgages. We're into buying residential real estate, into plazas. We just went through the numbers with Sam, and so you can see that when you put a little perspiration in it, or get a property manager to put the perspiration in, you're going to make 25 to 30% on your money with the appreciation, the debt reduction, and a little cash flow. If you don't want to do any of that, then you can write a check and make anywhere from 8 to 14% just by writing a check. Again, though, you can lose your shirt if you don't have the right advice and be able to do this.
If you're guided properly, I believe there's virtually no risk. I mean, it's almost taken out of the equation. If you're not, and sometimes when people see, for example, investing in mortgages at 20% returns, then I look at what they're doing and I'm saying that's a the venture is very risky, and I've seen people lose a lot of money. So if it's too good to be true, usually it is. Right? Yeah. So if they're getting 20-25% on annualized,
just by writing a check,
then there's probably something you have to look a little deeper and understand why.
Yeah, and I think that again, what I know you do is you have a team. It's not like you've got mortgage specialists on your team, you've got the best lawyers on your team, you've got the best home inspectors, the appraisers. So you're consulting your team and being able to get into these types of investments. So let me ask you a question, and you don't have to say yes. The people that are watching this show, can they possibly get access to Sam's team?
Sure.
What I'm saying is, become a client of yours, do they get access to the team, right? Obviously.
We like to consider ourselves a one-stop shop, so we provide all the services to our clients. So whether it's financing, whether it's lending, appraisal, all of the above. So absolutely one-stop shop.
Okay, fantastic. Listen, we're going to go to break. I can't believe an hour's gone by. I want to hear from your closing thoughts, just the 1 or 2 things that you want the viewers to know. You're watching Real Investments. We're with Sam McDadi. Don't go anywhere. We're going to hear his closing thoughts when we continue.